onto the boundary. So a couple of welcome boundaries at the back end of the 19th. 141 for 4.
We've seen it. A few of the Australian fieldsmen tonight undone. By the lack of skid, if you like. The ball is holding up. They've actually run past a lot of the balls in the outfield. If you think about their preparation, they arrived yesterday. They wouldn't have had a chance to train on this ground. They would have done some high ball catches only in the warm-up. And it's been that slight checking in the outfield that's brought them undone.
Well, 9 minimum for Afghanistan might post what we feel is a very competitive number around that 150 mark. Cummins has been very good, 3 overs for 21. Ashton Agar was very tight in his 4, which is 17. It should be another one for Tim David. He gets there and takes it comfortably-ish in the end. Almost ran too far, but he's got it. And Australia have got another.
That's a great catch in the end. Clearly finding it difficult to judge the pace of the ball coming to him in the outfield. And that can happen sometimes with the lighting at different venues. As Ricky Ponting pointed out, Australia wouldn't have had a chance to practice here and get a sense of what it's like under lights or what the field is like. Janet goes for 13. It's 141 for 5.
Hat-trick in the last game for Pat Cummins. Can he get another? He might have back-to-back hat-tricks. Pat Cummins, he does. Maxwell this time. He knows it as well. Might have caught a few by surprise, but a wicket off the last ball of his previous over. And 2 and 2 to start his last.
Well. I'm not sure he's quite aware of the one in the last game, but he was certainly aware of this one tonight. As soon as that ball went in the air, he put his fingers up straight away. Gulbadine, the man. It's a change of pace again. You can see he's through that early. Picks out some of the safest hands in world cricket. And Maxwell, the man, takes the catch. He knew. I'm not sure Maxwell did, but another big wicket for Australia. 141 for 6.
Crote is the new batter. Cummins looking for 4 and 4. 20 years of age. Young man played in the Under-19 World Cup that was here in the Caribbean 2 years ago. Looking for 4 and 4. He'll get it. He'll get it. Oh, he will not. David Warner, of all people. Usually so safe in the deep. Puts one down.
Yeah, probably a few factors at play there. We're talking off air about the last one that Tim David caught. The lights of this ground are very low, and you can see that swinging and dipping. It's back into the breeze. He took one out there earlier. But dipped on him late as well. Looking up there, he's looking up into the lights. Pretty regulation, though. Should have been taken.
So good at sticking to the plan, though. I think that's the key from Pat Cummins. Just hard length, pace off. The right-handers have really struggled. Maybe he's seen it all unfold. Can he get on top of one or two? No, he can't.
Well, this is a hat-trick ball. Out to Maxwell. Ball just keeping a little bit low. The off-cutter in play, back of the length. Maxwell, very fine fielder, so pretty safe hands. Back-to-back hat-tricks. In a World Cup, when it rained, it pours for Pat Cummins.
Edged, or doesn't carry through to Wade. Should pick up two, might go all the way. Will be just the two.
Another change of pace. Healthy edge, but it's never carrying to Wade, and it just checked as it landed before him, and just a little off-cutter through bat and pad.
One thing you notice there with the Australian keeper as well, he's got that right glove off. His right glove tucked behind his back there, anticipating anything that goes through to the keeper. They'll actually try and pinch a bye.
Let's find a gap, and he'll find a gap for four. Finishes the innings with a boundary. Afghanistan will post 148 for 6 off their 20 overs. Brilliant from Pat Cummins in the end. Last boundary might please him a lot, but 3 for 28. And a really good spell of bowling. So 148 for 6, gentlemen. What are you saying in the changing room if you're Andrew McDonald?
Oh, look, I think we know the way that they're going to play. Travis said and David Warner, no other way to play. They'll come out and try and maximise this new, hard, shiny ball. But thinking about that, the ball seemed to play up the most when it was new. When it was at its hardest was when there was some more seam, and obviously that excessive bounce we saw early on. But it's a good total. It's going to take some chase, and they're going to have to play well.
Superb Pat Cummins. Work to do for Afghanistan bowlers shortly. The man in particular. Tom Moody, 148. Good, better than good from Afghanistan.
Outstanding. I think it's a very, very good score. You only have to look at what's happened here historically so far in this World Cup. And it's been difficult, particularly in the night games, and a higher score in the day games. But that opening partnership, Gurbaz and Ibrahim, 60 and 51 apiece, really set up this 148.
Well, it was Cummins the man. Picks up his back-to-back hat-tricks, finished with 3 for 28. I thought Ashton Hagar did a terrific job. First 2 overs tonight, just went for the 2 runs. Zampa picked up 2 in his last over, finished with 2 for 28 from his 4.
Consistent throughout that period from 11 to 15 with 9 and over was the key for Afghanistan. They finished with 148 for 6. Time to go sideline to Laura McGoldrick, who's with Pat Cummins.
3 for 28, back-to-back hat tricks in a World Cup. Congratulations. You had no worries knowing that that one was a hat trick.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, crazy. Played I don't know how many hundred of games for Australia, got 2 in a row.
So talk us through the innings. It looked challenging. Those first 10 overs, Afghanistan batted very well. How did you manage to peg it back?
Yeah, I thought they batted well, but I also thought, we restricted the boundaries. They obviously ran well. Yeah, but overall, decent bowling effort. Probably not our tidiest day in the field, but I think pretty happy with the total we kept them to.
There were some uncharacteristic moments for you guys in the field today. What do you put that down to?
I don't know. As you said, it's uncharacteristic. Maybe the lights. Don't know.
Talk us through the conditions, a new pitch today. How did it play? Did it change much throughout the innings?
Didn't change too much. Kind of felt like there was a bit of spin the whole 20 overs and a little bit up and down. So, Yeah, probably not the flattest wicket in the world, but also, not a terrible wicket either. I think there's runs to be scored out there.
148 to chase. How are you going to approach that target on those conditions?
Yeah, might not necessarily be one of those games where you blast it out. You saw them run pretty well. They got a couple of twos, so I think if we keep up that busy intent, we get ourselves close.
Well, congratulations. I'll let you go and get a towel. It looked pretty hot out there.
Thank you. Cheers.
3 for 28, Pat Cummins, back-to-back T20 World Cup hat-tricks for him. And that's the situation for Australia. Qualification beckons. 149 runs required at 7.45 per over. Back shortly with the chase.
Things are happening in St Vincent and the Grenadines. A match between Afghanistan and Australia. Got this. He's got plenty of this.
Who's a fabulous player, superstar, sharp.
If he comes up for everything's up and on.
Just close the doors, and you're in a world of your own. Travel is not just about the destination, it's also about how you get there. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
We move cricket so that cricket moves you. Smart logistics beyond boundaries.
Welcome back, everybody. This is where we are in St Vincent and the Grenadines. An absolutely fantastic place, I tell you. All these islands in the West Indies are fabulous. This game between Afghanistan and Australia in the Super 8 comes to you from Arnes Vale. A lovely day, and certainly a lovely day for Afghanistan in the way that they've gone. Afghanistan, Australia then, Group 1 of the Super 8, live to you from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Much to do here in the Caribbean. Have a look at these waters, turquoise waters, waterfalls as well here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Yeah, music is everywhere. If you're a fisherman, well, there's enough water for you to explore. And here actually in St. Vincent, as we've gone around, nice and hilly too. Perhaps not if you get car sick, but lovely to look at for sure. This is what they've done, Afghanistan. An opening partnership of 118. Really good from Gurbaz and Ibrahim Zadran. 60 and 51 respectively. Got their side essentially to 148 for 6, which, with the way this innings began, looks a good score on this surface. Lisa Staleka and Matthew Hayden alongside. As we look at the way this went, this innings, a thought about the way, first of all, these two played and the way as a collective they've done to put a score on the board.
Yeah, I thought that Gurbaz and Zadran were able to kind of chance their luck at the start. There were some chances put down, and then once they were able, after probably the 5-over mark, they started to be a little bit more aggressive. They used their feet, charging the fast bowlers. Anything short, they were able to put it away. There were some tough chances put down by the Australians, and probably the Australian team would be disappointed in their fielding. In fact, Matthew Wade missing an opportunity there. And these two just kept on building.
Yeah, it was a magnificent partnership. There's no doubt about that. The only partnership in history that have gone to 103 times in T20 World Cup. So that's how significant a performance it was, and it just kept going. And it meant also that they were eating into Adam Zampa's over as well. The longer they batted, the more they were able to take down people like Marcus Stoinis. And generally speaking, their running between the wickets was absolutely superb. Zampa coming into his own as per usual in this World Cup. He has been the premier bowler, taking wickets for not many runs has been his motto in this T20 World Cup.
What about Patrick Cummins? Goodness. Oh, I said, might have been sitting next to you. I said, with the way things have gone for him in the last couple of years, I wouldn't be surprised if he got this hat-trick. That was in the previous game. He's turned up here and done it again. Yeah, Pat Cummins, and should have had 4. One drop there, but all those wickets, you might feel your Australia and Australians coming a little bit too late. They were necessary. Yeah, final chit-chat from the skipper, who's going to be critical in an effort to defend this 148 that they have on the board. Were you to have said to them, having been put into bat with the history of all that's gone on here in this tournament, average score of 127 in all matches in the tournament, will you take 148? Don't touch a bat. We're giving you 148 to defend. Would they have taken it, Haydos?
Oh, yeah. Second highest score at this venue during the T20 World Cup. Previously, Bangladesh got 159, and that was failed to get chased down as well. So they're in the box seat, there's no doubt about it. But there is some serious contenders here for Australia. The harder the challenge, the bigger fight this bloke here on screen has, Davey Warner. He'll go hard at it. He'll understand the significance of using his experience. That's what he's done really well.
There's Nabinul Haq, deciding that they'll start up with him in the right arm. He'll get it to hit the pitch and go away from the left-handers. skillful bowler and straight away round the wicket, slip in place. Oh, goodness me. Good luck playing that.
Well, just looking at that first ball, as an opening batsman, you can't do anything else other than just laugh. But what it does do is remind you just how far you are away from 149. Look at that towering bounce.
I'd say at the non-strikers end, well left. You'd be absolutely in form if you got something on that.
I said it would, you know, go away from the lefty. Didn't expect that much. Yeah, lovely. So important to set the tone here if they're Afghanistan. Yes, they've got a score on the board, but they'll remember that like a scorpion, that tail can come back and sting them, as it did at Wankhede. So be right on the money, and all the way through till the job is done, you've got to fight. If not, if they're just a little bit off and they allow these Aussies any semblance of a chance, they'll take it.
Travis Head gone for naught. And it's one down.
Australia's captain Mitchell Marsh is in at 3. In after 3 balls, and he'll face up to a Navin ul Haq who's skillful and has got a surface to work with. Big shout, the height is the issue there. Everybody from behind the stumps up straight away and jumping up and down.
Geez, these guys are up and about, aren't they, Afghanistan? They can sense that there's a bit of blood in the water. They're hunting as a pack as well. As this wrapped Mitch Marsh on the pads, everyone was converging on Mitch Marsh, letting him know he is in a battle.
Just trying to make sure it gets the field right. Changing it up, try and make sure after that shot, look to just help the ball on its way with the wind to the boundary that's made even shorter by that wind. So now reinforcement on that side. Yeah, nicely played. What a delivery it was to get rid of Travis Head. It's heading down the leg side.
Yeah, just being able to hone in at the stumps, and that first delivery that he played and missed would have kept Head going, oh no, this is moving a lot. So footwork not necessarily great, but Pommy, as you mentioned, good luck to anyone trying to even defend that type of delivery. An absolute peach of a ball.
It's heading down the leg side. When he lets it go, because of the angle, it's down leg. What a start from Navin ul Haq. It's 1 for 1. Wonderful players on show. Some milestones ahead. Superstar David Warner. They all are, actually, all 3 of them. Johnny with the swing can swing it both ways. He'll attack the stumps here and make Mitchell Marsh play. Off the bat, away goes for 4. They'll take him, Australia, however they come.
Oh, you betcha. When runs are at a premium, anything will do. Look at this movement here as well. Presents the seam nicely. Just gets a little wrong in terms of where it pitches. And really decent seam movement as well. Super challenging conditions. Marsh in early. Just hasn't quite had the run of form that he'd like here either. Unlike this fella, he is all over this T20 World Cup.
Oh, big in swing. And he's done well to get something on that. Because it nearly got through, and he'll be hunting that front pad, big front pad and front foot of Mitchell Marsh.
Absolutely, and given the fact that he's a little bit light on for runs, 14 against Oman, England 35, 18, 8 and 1. So just keep honing in on the stumps. There's enough variation in this pitch to have a bit more doubt for Mitch Marsh. Really opening up that leg side, enticing him.
That's a top shot. Beautifully played. Struck fiercely too and away for 4.
A top shot. As Lisa Staleka mentioned, just opened up a tad, but that gives him access, but he does make effort to get into the ball. Important. When there's a little bit of bounce, that you do try and cover the line. Seen one LBW shout early to Mitch Marsh, but that's what you can do with the wicket just bouncing a little bit. Get closer to the ball, keep it close.
8 wickets in the power play in the tournament for Fazal Haq Farooqi. He is the leading run scorer. Field's changed again. And wicket on the fence has come back into the circle. Happier with that length, actually, from Fazal Haq Farooqi. Doesn't have to be really full for it to swing. It's incredible, this.
I just wanted to show how much the ball is deviating and how difficult it is to actually bat when the ball is moving that much. Some say a little bit straighter, some absolutely go. This one, an absolute ripper.
It's a modern technique in terms of getting access to the ball, but on each one of those occasions that you pointed out, you take a good close look at Travis Head's feet as well. They're absolutely glued to it. It's an outrageous shot. Just needs a good, calm head here, does David Warner.
Yeah, looking leg side because that's direction of the wind. So get some on that. Hoping that it'll be carried by the wind and away. It'll sail away for a lot of runs.
He's been good in the power play. Striking away at 175. Using the wind, playing very square of the wicket. He's targeting that mid-wicket boundary area.
There's that other one. Fazal Haq Farooqi. 2 done, it's 12 for 1.
Pretty surprised to see that wind predictor there. Well in favour of Australia. I tell you what, I don't like to disagree with statistics, but gee whiz, this is going to take some batting here. And these are the men to do it. We need something up top here from Warner and Marsh. Give Maxwell a chance to be able to absorb some pressure, get himself in.
That's a long way down. Might well need all that batting. Afghanistan will hope so. There's that big front foot. And it's off. Very close to the middle of Mitchell Marsh's bat, and away it goes for 4 more.
This is excellent by Mitch Marsh. It'll settle his nerves as well. He's been able to plonk on that front foot, strong base, and really hit through the line of the ball. When he starts to do that, everything else starts to flow nicely.
Yeah, he too's generally aggressive, isn't he? Comes out and looks to play his shots. As hard as it is, he'll try and put the surface out of his mind and try and wrest a bit of control here. Try and put pressure back on the bowlers so they can't just run and hit whatever length they like. Foolish to him.
See, the temptation is when you get on a wicket that has got a bit more in it, that you lose your footwork. When actually you've got to emphasise your footwork. We've seen now a couple of strikes from Mitch Marsh, climbing into the line of the ball, getting good momentum through his feet. So the 2 opening batsmen for Afghanistan do exactly the same thing. They carried the crease and walked at bowling.
Up in the air, slower delivery from Naveen, and the chance is gleefully accepted by Mohammad Nabi. Oh, what clever thinking with the drive coming out all the time. A change-up for the breakthrough.
He had first ball of the over, 135 kilometres an hour. He took pace off again, second ball in a row. Mitch Marsh thought he'd go pace on, saw it was up there and decided to go long and big, but in the end, it just hung in the air. Mohammad Nabi just settles himself. Afghanistan are absolutely here for the contest. The skipper, he departs for 12. Australia in a little bit of trouble now, 16 for 2.
16 for 2 are Australia. Afghanistan have started brilliantly here, having put a good score on the board. 148 they got, having been inserted by the Australians who won the toss. Here's Glenn Maxwell, a man that the Afghanistan side will know well. Down the leg side. Keepers running down leg side but appealing. What a nut this was. And Haydos, speak to us about recognition of what's coming at you out of the fast bowler's hand as he changes it up like Naveen did there.
Well, it's also the difference between the on-pace delivery 134, which was the boundary ball, and then that ball there, the wicket ball, 108 kilometres per hour. So it's about making the decision in a split second of a time, understanding that something different, even if you see it as a batsman, something different's coming to you.
Nicely played. He does also have this kind of quirky action and jerky action. Does Naveen, so it's not easy to pick up. He gets past that front, the popping crease, and delivers from closer to you than many others, like Jasprit Bumrah. There it is out the front, what the batter would have seen.
Yeah, tricky, really tricky.
I guess what I'm sort of alluding to is that you don't have a lot of time, and because of all those flicks and what's going on with his arm. Oh, there's that slowy again. It's not so easy to pick up. 18 for 2.
One thing about this Afghanistan side is, it wasn't that long ago they were in Division 5 fighting their way up through the ICC rankings, and it was largely on the back of their spinners, their mystery spinners, and as they kind of elevated themselves to competitions, it's been other players that have stepped up. And Afghanistan now, off the back of their top order, have really turned up to this party here in the West Indies. And so now they can go back to their strength. And we haven't even seen the mystery spinners yet. These are the fast bowlers. And it's a great point and a great time for the Afghanistan side to jump in, and you can sense that with how much they're humming and buzzing around the ground.
Lovely point you make, I think.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about, Pommy. Where's the release point? Naveem and Bumrah, two of the premium fast bowlers in this T20 World Cup and around the world, mind you. Similar so far as their front-on vision, but have a look at this last bit here, and that is the release point. Naveem's got a shorter delivery stride, but it's 38 centimetres, getting closer to the batsman. 34 centimetres for Bumrah. So then you start to add the subtleties of the wrist, the slowness and the flicking of the delivery. Suddenly that's point something of a second that you're trying to react to.
Nicely played. And something else is also the fact that Hosseini, as he started, that he'll get the ball to sort of come in towards the righty and then deck away, because he bowls leg cutters. Generally, that's what Naveem bowls. Now, with him bowling leg cutters and the kind of hand going over the ball that way, when he bowls a slower ball, you're unsure as to whether that's just a normal pace delivery or it's a slower ball. Yeah, there's that in he bowls as well. So away to those left-handers, Fazal Faruqi, and then in sometimes with swing, not off the surface. Been changing it up, hasn't he?
Yeah, just take a peek here at these speeds. So that's on pace, 109 off pace. Tough on this wicket. We know it's slow. Doesn't move feet. Has to react. Trusts to just stay still and plummet through the ball, but it's not enough. A fantastic piece of bowling.
The skills on show. You can have them, but you've got to execute perfectly. And the fact that he got the length spot on with the drives that had been played by Mitch Marsh, you then think, oh, he must have been trying to set him up. Here you go, you can drive. Here you go, you can drive. Keep driving. For this way, for that way. Well, what about this? Can you see it? Didn't out.
Talk about brave batting a lot, don't we? Very rarely do we talk about brave bowling. So that kind of set-up deliveries that you're talking about there, Pommy. Giving a batter something he wants and then taking it away. I just also wanted to point out and build upon a point that Lisa was trying to make. This is number 2, Australia, play number 10. Number 2 play number 10. Looks like it's been the absolute opposite way around in this fixture this evening. Came out, got what they wanted, have really taken it on with the bat. Something that Australia would love to do right now, but can't, because they've got 2 wickets now that have been lost early.
The way their team's been formed over the years is fabulous. It's just a great story as you watch them develop from tournament to tournament, and I think it's something that many of the other teams that have failed to make a forward step would be envious of, where, like you're saying, Lisa, mystery spin, then batters, then fast bowlers, and then some middle order players, and sort of put it all together as you go. Worked onto that onside. The running's got to be good, as was the case with Afghanistan. 23 for 2 after 4.
This is a crucial match for Afghanistan. They lose this, they don't progress. They win this, they give themselves a chance, and then all pressure goes to Australia and India. Can Australia beat India to stay in the hunt?
What it would do if Afghanistan win depends on by how much they win. Those net run rates are healthy. India certainly, Australia also at the moment. But it opens it up. It then says, like in the other group, we've got a three-way playoff where one knows what's happened and they're on to just how many do you need to win by, or first things to win, obviously. Here's Azmatullah Omazai. Another skillful bowler. It stayed down now. The second bounce to the keeper made it a bit more difficult for him.
I like the fact that they haven't turned to spin yet, because there's enough. There is enough in the pitch for the seamers to be able to get the variable bounce and also to swing it. This one stayed low. But what that does do is Noor Ahmed, Mohammad Nabi, Rashid Khan are going to bowl at that back end, and they prefer that. They prefer batters going hard at them, trying to score runs on a pitch that will also turn as well.
Oh, that's down leg. It's off the thigh pad and away it goes for 4. Now giving runs.
Just clipped the outside edge of the pad and that thigh pad area, no contact. When you think of this, Australia's won 10 of the last 11 batting first. They've won their last 4 chasing. Their work is cut out for them this evening. I think this is the right strategy as well, to keep the quicks on as much as they possibly can. Try and use the seam, the extra bounce. When you looked at the surface today at the pitch report, it looked a lot better than the previous one I saw, which was a day game. It had that sheen surface to it, as Tom Moody pointed out, and it had what it looked like it was going to bounce a lot with that good hard surface. When you knocked it, you could hear a really solid feel to it.
Shouts of catch it, nobody will. It'll go for 4. Like a contortionist. He works it from off to leg. Maxwell at work.
Yeah, limited footwork. Something that this side has seen a lot of in that World Cup. Stable base. Just find the ball and flick it away.
That's some shot. You just see him having fun. It's oftentimes when you see a batsman have a smile on their face that their form starts to follow. He started to look pretty good in the last match, didn't he?
Good contact there. How good was he? Emanullah Gulbaz. He's been really good for Afghanistan for a long time, but that innings he played at night, fantastic.
We're going to see all action here in terms of boundaries, maximums, the big hits, but the real feature for Mind in that 60 was his running between wickets. That, for me, shows everything about the mindset of a batsman. Oh.
Doing too much. Jag back, hits him on the pad. 5 are done. Australia, 32 for 2.
tournament he's had. Fantastic 238 runs. Nicholas Puran with that 90 that he scored up to 227. And of course Zadran, so the Gurbaz-Zadran partnership has been so fruitful. 32 for 2 after 5. And our first over of spin from Afghanistan's point of view. And who would have thought after 5 overs in T20 cricket, David Warner would still be there on 3. And might not be there much longer, to be fair. In fact, he isn't. Wow.
Well, that's a massive breakthrough. Mohamed Nabi into the attack. Warner's down on one knee. Slow sweep. First ball. Might have held up. Has caught the toe of the bat. Gone straight up in the air. Everything they've done so far has turned to gold. Yeah, it's held up. Just grabbed. Big shot to play first ball against the new bowler. It's just stayed in as well as bobbled around in the hands of Noor Ahmed. But it's a massive breakthrough. Warner started the strike. He's gone 32 for 3.
There's a bit going on out in the middle. Australia are losing wickets, and Gurbaz, the competitor that he is, has got a bit to say to Marcus Stoinis.
Well, there was a bit going on when Stoinis was bowling to Gurbaz, remember back. Stoinis picked up Gurbaz's wicket, and there was a bit of gesturing towards the change rooms. This game has a funny way of coming back to bite you, doesn't it? You come out in a situation like that now when your team's 3 for 32, but mind you, Stoinis doesn't mind this sort of stuff just to get him going. He's that sort of person. Been outstanding for Australia through this tournament. He's averaging 78 with the bat, 156 runs, and an impressive strike rate of 190. And they need a big innings from him tonight.
Terrific atmosphere, but a sense of belief too amongst the Afghani supporters.
Mohamed Nabi striking very early on. David Warner looking for the square boundary, getting a top edge. And a comfortable catch for Noor Ahmed at short fine.
Single. The run rate required is an interesting one for me because it's now popped over 8 and over, and a lot of surfaces you'd say, hey, that's okay. I don't know about this one.
No, absolutely not. I mean, no, the history here, chasing runs here has been even more difficult. And 134 is actually the highest second innings total that's been achieved this venue throughout this World Cup.
7 to 15, Afghanistan are the most economical bowling side in this World Cup. And we're right there now, approaching it. Successful over for Nabi. He's a smart cricketer. It's 33 for 3. 5.29, and the norm for Afghanistan is for Rashid Khan to bring himself on to bowl the 7th over outside the power play. Not tonight. Karoti gets that job. A slip still in play. That's a very good move.
Orthodox spinner. He's playing his 4th game, 4th T20 international. He'll be bowling against a couple of really good players. First 3 games all against Ireland. Glenn Maxwell, we know, is a noted square of the wicket player of spin. Likes to sweep, likes to reverse sweep, and it's something that Marcus Stoinis has actually added to his game. Generally wind the clock back 6 months ago. He's very much a stand and deliver type batsman against spin. Like that, he'd stand and wait for spinners to over pitch and try and hit them hard down the ground. We saw in the Scotland game. There's England early on, there's a reverse sweep. Scotland here, he'll use it to great effect. That one there he actually hit all the way for 6. You can see it's not a natural shot for him, but it's something he's worked on, knowing it's an area that he had to improve.
Get it! Maxwell does it too, and he does it extremely well.
Yeah. One of these guys, I know the slip there is obviously a very attacking move, but you might be better off just having 2 men behind point. Trying to make them think twice about playing this reverse sweep. Yes, there's risk involved, but Maxwell plays it very well. Yeah, and out he comes now. Gulbadine and slip back to a very fine backward point. Quite often you'll see the deep point fieldsman a long way behind as well.
Afghanistan are playing to stay in this tournament, and they have played all night like it means absolutely everything to them. Australia don't win this one. Maxwell's got that. He's got that nicely. .46 for 3. Yeah, he got that, absolutely smashed this. So he took the reverse sweep out of play and went over the top of wide wicket. He knew right from the outset that he got it right. From 78. Was 109 from 79 until Maxwell collared this last ball of this last over. Rashid Khan.
Yeah, and change of ball as well, man. That one actually went out of the ground. The one that Maxwell hit over deep mid wicket landed on the roof. Found his way to the airport. We talk about matchups all the time and how important they are in this game. Both these players now, Stoinis facing Rashid Khan, will know all about the impact that Rashid's had on Stoinis through his career. Actually picked him up 4 times, just 60 runs. The slip is there, mid-wicket's open. And that to me says that they're going to try and set him up for the wrong one. It's a classical leg break. He spins enough. The danger ball from Rashid is the one that spins back in.
That's close, really close. Damasina looks and says no. Rashid Khan will think seriously about it, maybe not.
Yeah, the only thing saving Stoinis here is that just pitching hitting just outside the line of off stump. I think Rashid Khan recognising that. It's an intriguing stage of this game. One of the best spinners in the world. In conditions you'd think ideally suited for him to cause all sorts of problems. This is the 6 off the last over, went out the ground, hit the back side of the stand and the western side of this stadium.
There's a couple of googlies already this over from Rashid to Stoinis. Slip remains. Will this be the leg spinner now? Balls like that against Rashid Khan, you have to be really sharp on it. Doesn't bowl too many short balls like that. You've got to score off those deliveries. Doesn't have to be a boundary. Just knock it into the gap somewhere. The thing about Rashid is you don't get a lot of time to think in between deliveries. He hustles. He really does hustle back to his mark. He's full on at you. Single off the last ball of the over. 3 in total. And it is 50 for 3 after 8. Didn't get a wicket tonight, but if he gets 2. In his next outing, he will be the most successful bowler in terms of wickets in the T20 World Cup. Noor Ahmad comes on. Ricky Ponting calls for Noor Ahmad and he gets him. Away from everyone. Poor start. Pressure off early in the over.
Yeah, not ideal, particularly where runs are so hard to come by off the bat. To give away 4 wides like that is a welcome relief for Australia, but a real giveaway for Afghanistan.
What about this time? What about this time? No.
Still thinking about it. They're still thinking about it. Rashid Khan is coming in from deep mid-off. And I think he's asked for it at the last minute.
TV umpire to director. We have a player review for LBW. Original on-field decision is not out. I've checked the feet placement and it's a fair delivery. If we can have a look at front on, please. Okay, it looks like the ball passes under the bat, but can we have a look at Ultradge, please? Okay, we've got a flat line, roll the ball all the way through. Okay, roll it through. Okay, we can go to ball tracking. Okay, pitching outside leg. We'll go back to Assam on field to stay with his original decision of not out. You're on screen now, Assam. Please signal.
Well, it only took one look on the big screen and the Afghanistan players all made their way back to their fielding positions. They were resigned to that fact, and their skipper is long off.
So he can only really be guessing and taking advice as opposed to dominating the conversation. And he does spend a lot of time in the outfield, Rashid Khan.
Yeah, change of angle as well for Noor Ahmed. Left arm around the wicket now, which means that his best ball is the wrong and the Guga, the one that spins away from the right-hander. He can now pitch this down the line of the stumps, looking for the LBW, looking for one that straightens to go to slip.
Glorious. Trace a bullet across this carpet here in St Vincent. Beautifully struck.
Stoinis. Best way for a boundary is with this reverse sweep or the conventional sweep. On this occasion, going hard for the conventional sweep and finding that square leg boundary. Very hard to hit down the ground in these conditions, so both players be looking square.
Look at the extension he gets here. Look how far down the wicket he gets. He's a big man. It's a big stride. It's really good extension. Gets it nice and early. Knows where the gap is. Around the middle of the bat.
Well, there was only really one partnership in Afghanistan's 148 for 6. It was a beauty. But this is now 28 off 23. Starting to hit the dangerous side of things. Slip goes out. Fear of that reverse sweep. One for 3 after 9. For 3 after 9. The asking rate now for Australia is 8 runs per over, but this partnership is threatening, and the threat. Really is the man on strike, and that is Glenn Maxwell, because if they can't get rid of Glenn Maxwell, memories will start flooding back. Wasn't that long ago, a miraculous double 100 in the 50 over World Cup, which ripped them in half, really. They had Australia 7 for 91. The game was all but done. And Maxwell said, no, it's not. The longer he stays out there mentally, it's going to play on them.
Forced to support their team, the Afghan fans. They've really brought some atmosphere here at the venue, and they should be very proud of what they've achieved so far. A very competitive side. You'd have to say, at this stage of the game, they've got their nose in front.
Yeah, I think Rashid's spell is crucial here for both teams. He needs to take wickets, Rashid Khan. He's got his line a little bit wrong. is normally his great strength. Is everything pitches on and around the right-handers off stump. One spins away, one spins back in. Just can't feel pressure. Doing a good job here, the Australians. There's two ways to play him. You coached him for a long time, didn't you, Moods? Sunrisers. I think the players you talked to in the IPL about him, you either got to try and get hold of him early, try and put pressure on him right at the start of his spell, or you try and sit back on him and work him and don't give him any wickets.
What a shot that is. There's a man at extra cover, thought about it, but only briefly. That is placement to perfection.
Afghanistan 70 for 3 at the 10 over mark. Let's take you back to their very first ever win in a T20 World Cup.
Swung away. Shafiqullah brings up his half century with the winning blow. What a great win for Afghanistan in the end.
Yes, 2014 that was in Chattogram. Hong Kong 153 for 8, Afghanistan 154 for 3. Their first win in an ICC Men's T20 World Cup for Afghanistan. They're looking for a special win here tonight. Had Australia on the ropes a little bit at 3 for 32. This partnership of 38 from 31. Just threatening to take the game back towards Australia. Gulbuddin Naib into the attack. We're running out of room on our stats machine for bowlers. This is the 8th one used. Bowlers everywhere. Lisa Staleka and Pommy and Bunga alongside.
And in the commentary box as well. But they certainly have a lot of options, and it's really up to Rashid Khan and being able to kind of move his soldiers around and make sure he gets the right bowls from the right end as well. Still a little bit of movement as well for the seam bowlers.
What it says to the skipper when that first ball from Gulbuddin ducks back like that, and there's still movement for those seamers off the surface. Expectation as we look at this innings story, and it's a story about this partnership really, because as you said, Dooley, couple of wickets early, and then 32 for 3, and it looked like it might be sort of a procession. Maxwell and Stoinis have held it together.
Until now, maybe. Keeper's ball, he takes it. Gurbaz with the catch. Gulbin Knight with the guns. Out.
The seamer has worked. Change up. Go back to the seamers despite what might have been plotted in the mind of Rashid Khan. Seam whilst it's new and then go to the spinners. Here's a little extra bounce. And so the desperation, you see that, all three of them going from the two, knowing it's the keeper's catch and thinking, hold on, can you get there? Will you? Shall we help you? Oh, he needs no help. The guns are out. And they know they're well back in it here with the dismissal of Stoinis. Australia 71 for 4.
Tim David is the new man at the crease for Australia. Just 26 deliveries in the tournament so far for Tim David. Matthew Wade to follow has only faced 15 balls in the whole tournament. So they're getting into territory now, Afghanistan, where players haven't had a lot of time at the crease. Not that they're not good enough, more than so in Tim David's case and Matthew Wade's. It was for too early, but Kareem Janak might prevent that.
Yeah, Gulbin Knight, he's only bowled, this is his 4th over within the competition. He did an over against Scotland. Has a knack of picking up wickets straight away. Good communication. I was worried there for a second. They were there just for the hugs in the end. Just lifted upon Stoinis. That's what really was the undoing for him. And maybe the break in play as well, which we often see.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the ball off the surface there because it stands on. And it's not quick. Gulbin bowls medium pace. That delivery for the wicket, 122. Does the trick. Gets reaction off the surface.
Pace off, Maxwell thumps it through the gap at wideish long on. Picks up a boundary. 11 gone, 76 for 4.
Yeah, disappointed with himself because he doesn't finish the over well. Not so sure he needs to go to the slower ones actually. With what he's getting as variation off the surface. As long as he's allowed, just try and hit a length and hope that it'll stand up or sit down from there. And work with your accuracy, with the pressure of the board working as well.
Yeah, shaking his head, courtesy of that last ball, but 1 over 1 for 6. Job done, break the partnership. That's exactly what Rashid was looking for. You'd expect from Afghanistan. A lot of options there. 1 over for 20-year-old Karote. 1 over for 13. Nabi was good, picking up the wicket of Warner. Oh my goodness. Good luck playing that.
Yeah, when a partnership breaks and a new batter comes in, well, turn and bounce, big time.
We saw that in the Afghanistan innings. Every time started to fall at the back end, it was very difficult to get any real power into the game. Australia just took a bit more control at the back end.
And we're talking in the next room, aren't we? 5 down, 6 down, by when and how far away?
6 more for Maxwell. Gets plenty of that over long on. Afghanistan will be starting to worry. They've seen this before.
I was going to say, what is it about Afghanistan that brings out the best of Glenn Maxwell? He's searching for runs over in the Indian Premier League. Hasn't necessarily started this tournament well, but he looks like he's coming back to his best, and they're going to need him.
Tell you what, for percentage of shot is as risky as it comes. Bounce legs, but he's gone at it anyway. Shows the confidence he has against this opposition. Also, the mindset he's in, that's turning away from him. And he's hitting against the wind there with the fielders set out. Takes it on nonetheless.
Oh, wrong end. Little inside edge. Back onto the equipment. Another wrong in. But over from Australia's point of view, 8 runs from it, 84 for 4.
Glenn Maxwell is really going to be the key. He'll be passing on information to Tim David. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities so far in this tournament. Maxwell at the moment 43 of 32. 2 sixes, 5 fours.
Look at the wickets they've taken. My goodness, that's a delivery and a half. And the setup was beautiful from Naveen there to get Mitchell Marsh with a slower delivery. And then trying to go with the wind. Just gets a top edge with a little bit extra bounce off the finger spinner, Nabi. And Gulbadin into the attack. And he breaks the partnership that looked like it was winning it for Australia. 65-48, you'd say. They need Maxwell out.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a question. The fielding side get warned when they're not ready in 60 seconds. Do the batting side get the same warning right now?
They should. It's all about being ready. If the bowler's ready at the top of the mark, the batters should be ready as well. I know it's really hot and steamy conditions and the guys are sweating so much. A lot of change of gloves, towels, all of that. But be ready.
Push for 2. And picked up.
They should suggest that they don't. In answer to your question, really. You know this already.
Just wanted some help. Oh, it's going down, I think. It's done too much. No. Umpire says that is out. Looked like it might have been doing a little bit too much. Tim David, review or not? He will.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review for LBW. Original on-field decision is out. I've checked the feet placement and it's a fair delivery. If we can have a look at front on, please. Okay, just roll that back. Okay, appears to be no inside edge. Can we confirm that with ultra edge, please? That line, we've got a gap between bat and ball. Roll it through to the pad, please. Thank you. We can go to ball tracking when ready. Wickets as umpire's call. We'll go back to Hassan on the field to stay with his original decision. Out.
Yeah, walked across
You're on screen
a little
now,
bit too far,
Hassan,
Tim
please.
David. Just clipping that leg stump to the delight of Gulbuddin Naib and his Afghanistan teammates. Still plenty of movement. Not for Tim David tonight. And he's gone for 285 for 5. Matthew Wade, 2 innings in the tournament, 15 deliveries only. Change of angle for Gulbuddin Naib. He has worked wonders for his skipper, breaking the partnership first and foremost of Marcus Stoinis and Glenn Maxwell with the wicket of Stoinis, and then picked up Tim David in quick time. On the wicket, he'll look to take the ball away from the left-handed Wade. And a start.
Yeah, what a night for Gulbuddin. Initially, like you, Simon, I thought that might be going down the leg side. But when you see the replay then, Hassan Raza, fabulous decision in the end, because he's standing on off and goes across even more. He took some time thinking about it before the finger went up. And I think he thought, yeah, that's not going to miss leg stump. And fair enough too. And the movement, I suppose, for the batter is a lot. But where he's starting off brings those stumps into play straight away.
He buys that, and Gurbaz is not a happy man because he thinks if he had hit, Maxwell would have been out. But unfortunately, Gulbuddin wasn't actually aware as well. The bat's in, but they'll take the single, the Australians.
I think he was looking for a scapegoat there, to be honest with you, Gurbaz. Don't blame that on the bowler at all. Done his job beating the bat, bowled a dot ball.
What was it you said earlier? I was just looking for some help. It's hard to get good help.
Tell me about it. Maxwell just waiting for the DJ to quieten down. Has he got enough? He might have. Just was straight enough. That was the key from Glenn Maxwell. I think it's bounced just short of the rope. We have got a look or not? I want to check this.
Yeah, he got it right on the toe of the bat. Did not fall in the middle of it. That's why it hung in the air and it tantalised the fielders. Oh yes, just over. So that will be Glenn Maxwell's 50. 35 deliveries, strike rate of 142. It's 94 for 5.
Third T20 World Cup 50 for Glenn Maxwell, is 16th overall. And Levine, who was superb up front. Stayed down a little bit as well.
Key player, Glenn Maxwell. Gets this right at the bottom of the bat, and you expect with it right at the bottom, he might drag it to long on, or might skew out of his hand and go to long off. Nope, goes dead straight, goes for 6, brings up 50. Here he is once again doing it to Afghanistan.
How many more seam bowlers will keep bowling? The fact that Nabi's only bowled the one, Rashid has got one over left, Noor Ahmed only the one as well.
Yeah. Put a point. Oh, misfield, a misfield. Through to the boundary for 4.
Afghanistan in the field until now. This is the first real blunder that they've had. They've been up and about, they've taken their chances, they've been able to attack. He was looking to try and stop the second. Not that I think that they were going, to be honest. And Glenn Maxwell, he'll be happy with that. Not a happy campers in the dugout for Afghanistan.
That's better. And Wade comfortably home. A good piece of fielding. And to your point, Lisa, I wonder whether they look at Mohamed Nabi now that Wade's in for the left-hander.
Yeah, 100 comes up. It's got enough communication. There was a little bit of a stutter. Wade, recognizing that he must go to the danger end, just carried on going. Oh, Jonathan Trott, penny for your thoughts.
When you have belief against a certain side, they take a backward step, you keep going at your rate, doing what you know you can. Average is over 200 now against Afghanistan. Then Maxwell, and they seem to have just taken a little bit of a backward step. He senses it.
with what you're talking about, Dooley. Belief is intangible. You can't say you can see their belief. However, if we said to you, think about what was going on in those first 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 overs, and the way that everything was going along, and then try, if you will, to remember what they looked like, Afghanistan, when Maxwell comes in, not now when he's in control, when he comes in, and there is a shift, even if it's ever so slight, in body language. And they go to hope more than belief.
And finds the gap again. Extra cover. Rashid with a chase. I think he's okay. Ends the 14th, 105 for 5.
This is the reason why Rashid Khan is out in the boundary, because he's used to fielding there. He lifts his left leg appropriately. Oh, that's the step there. I actually think he's okay. There doesn't seem to be any movement. He's done well in the end. 105 for 5.
The second warning now for the batting team. Glenn Maxwell's 50, very good.
Yeah, just aggression. The conditions, never mind them. I'm going to impose myself on this team, and I've done it to before. And if I do that and play my shots, I get away with some. And in the end, it's played brilliantly. Some of these shots on these conditions, you'd say, well, you're fighting these conditions, but he's fighting them and winning. And they do not have an answer, Afghanistan, to this point.
So what they can do is try and create a bit of pressure on Matthew Wade. First dot of this partnership so far. Try and bowl as many deliveries as they possibly can to him. Starve Glenn Maxwell potentially just for an over, and then he might go searching for something that isn't quite there.
I just think it's worth a nabby risk here. I think it's worth 1 over just to the left-hander. Maxwell might try and go after him as well. He's a crafty operator. There's Mohamed Nabi. Oh, goodness me. Every now and then, we've seen something like this.
Yeah, the ball just taking off. Got sideways movement and the extra bounce, and that's why Glenn Maxwell is like, sorry, what? How am I supposed to hit that? These players pick up as many cues as possibly from the hand. Then off the pitch, they try to react. It's doing a little bit too much.
Oh, what a catch. What a great catch from Noor Ahmed. 6 down now, Australia. Brings Pat Cummins to the crease. More than capable with the bat, but he's faced only one ball in the tournament. Ashton Agar, also very useful. Still to come. Not out of Australia's hands yet by any stretch. Afghanistan will have more belief now, though. Underway with a couple.
Yeah, don't discount the Australians. Something about Pat Cummins in tricky situations, regardless of what format, seems to bring the best out of him. And the reason why he's out there is because of pretty much fielding brilliance. Afghanistan have been on point throughout this match. Maxwell knows he's opened the door. Slightly.
Can't get a pass short. Third ends the 15th over. 108 for 6.
For 6, 15 overs have been completed, and Australia now need 41 from 30. That's the equation. Keep your eye on that one. 8.2. Now he goes back to himself. Could this be out? It could be out. It's a very good catch, sprawling forward. So he's bowled himself at exactly the right time, and he's got a very key player.
And they're up and about now too, the boys, as they should be. The whole bench is up, the players are up. The excitement level has gone up. Rashid Khan, his last over, brings himself back into the attack. Big wicket of Matthew Wade. He goes for the sweep shot. It's the leg spinner as well. Was it glove or was it top edge? Yeah, it's glove. Back of the glove. Another good catch. Diving forward. Will that be a huge moment in this game? Wade falls cheaply. 108 for 7.
It is 108 for 7, and Arnis Vale is rocking, I can tell you that. And out in the middle comes Ashton Agar, the replacement player today for Stark. Going to go very hard for 2 here, but they might think twice about it. Afghanistan, can they believe they can get it done this time? They've got rid of Maxwell, and now they've got rid of Wade.
They've been perfect in the field, haven't they? Just the one misfield that I can remember in this innings. Every other time they've been right in the money. There's all sorts of grunts and groans happening up here in the commentary box. We've got 2 Aussies and a Kiwi that are sitting on the edges of their chair here thinking and contemplating how they're going to get almost 9 runs and over.
I'll tell you what, there's a bit more happening behind the stumps as well. You can hear through that stump, Mike Gurbaz is up and about. Gulbadine waiting at slip. The captain's got the ball back in his hands. They're 3 wickets away.
He's got 2 balls left to bowl, Rashid. Just sneaks past the pad, just a wide, says umpire Damasina.
Just got to try and get through this over now. Pat Cummins. He is a good hitter of spin. He's done damage at the back end of one-day international T20 games as well. IPL, he's had some heroics with the bat.
Misfield, and Rashid believes that that was a genuine opportunity. It was Noor who had a chance there not to be. 111 for 7, 4 overs to go. That is an angry face because they believe there was a genuine run-out opportunity on there. Jonathan Trott, seen this before. He's seen it disappear from their grasp in Mumbai. Can they grab it this time? So tactically, Ricky Ponting, where do you go here if you're Rashid Khan? You've got 4 overs here up your sleeve.
As I said, I'm going back to the quicks. You think back to what Australia did. It was when Cummins caught himself on late and bowled those slow balls into the wicket. It looked really difficult to score. Cummins is a good hitter of spin. I'd be keeping spin away from him. Agar's a bit the same.
It is Gulbadin, 3 for 18. Slower ball straight past Cummins. Very hopeful appeal here from Gurbash, who is, to be fair, the optimist of cricket.
It was interesting just to keep an eye on the batsman there. Pat Cummins looked back at the umpire really quickly. And he's having a look, yeah.
Question of here is hit the bat on the way up.
For the umpire director, we have a review for a catch behind. Feet placement, and it's a fair delivery. Original decision is not out. Have a look at front on, please.
We're down to 38 off 22.
So he asked about where they go. They've got to go back to Faruqi. Naveen Huck's got 1 left. Faruqi, I think, would be the man that I'd go to for the next over.
Got him straight through, deceived him. Brilliant bowling. Gulbadin's had a heck of a night out here at Arnisvale. That's his 4th. Australia are on the brink of something they didn't plan at all for today's outing. And Afghanistan, I think they believe all of a sudden, surely.
They sure do, Smitty. There's no doubt about that. Again, you see that off-pace delivery. Slides out the front of the hand, loops up, deceives Pat Cummins. He's wandered around there. He's done the double arm pump. 4 for 18. It's a magic display of bowling here. Pat Cummins gone for 3. And it's Nelson for 8.
That's Jonathan Trott, folks. He's the coach, the mastermind of Afghanistan cricket. And on the right there is Andrew Ronald McDonald. And I tell you, the significance of this game should not be unnoticed. Afghanistan have to win to stay in. If Australia lose this, Afghanistan are playing Bangladesh after Australia play India. It's significant. It really is. It's huge, in fact, in the context of this tournament. I think the faces tell it.
Yeah, what's more significant is now the run rate's over 11, Smitty. Punter. How's that going to go down here now? See Pat Cummins trying to go. Still has that flame of belief.
Australia have won their last 8 in a row. They've won 10 out of the last 11, but their record is under threat now. Seriously under threat. Run out opportunity. Oh, it's going all over the place here. Australia at 6 and 7s, and Afghanistan missing a golden one.
Well, that's just panic there from Noor Ahmed. Had so much time. Could have had a look up and read what was happening in the game. He panics and throws it early. Agar given up. He was gone. That's the one there where you've just got it. You can even throw that on the bounce to the keeper. Throw it a yard in front of the keeper on the bounce, let him collect it on the way into the stumps.
Terrific over. That is a superb... over under pressure from Gulbuddin. He has been brilliant tonight. 4 for 20 from 4 overs. They love it. It's a career best, and it leaves Australia dangling at 113 for 8.
There he is, the West Indian maestro, the bowling coach now. This Afghanistani team, Dwayne Bravo. He's up and about. He's up on the boundary line. He's helping out where he can. Naveen al-Haq back into the attack.
36 required from 17 balls. So simple math says 2 a ball won't be enough now. They need to hit a boundary or 2. But at this stage, it's not easy. We saw when Afghanistan started to lose wickets, it was very, very hard to come out of the dugout and hit it out of the ground. And Agar and Zampa have had to do very little with the bat in this tournament, if anything. What a catch! What a magnificent catch! It's Gulbuddin again, is it? It is! The faces of reality here. Mitchell Marsh's team are all but done. I won't say completely, but Josh Hazlewood and Evan Zampa have to pull off an absolute miracle here. 36 from 16. Nabi gets in the way and does a really good off from 16. Nabi gets in the way and does a really good off drive. Afghanistan have been close before. They've never beaten Australia in a game of cricket. And I'll tell you what, if they do, they can look at their running between the wickets and they can look at the way they have outfielded Australia to a man.
Yeah, completely agree. You can always tell sides when they've got an absolute desire to win, how their efforts are in the field. Australia, when you look back at their performance, and they will look back at this performance as well, I think we could have been a lot better in the field. The captain asked us to go into the field. We needed to chase something a little less. And you look at the run columns, extras, 15. That's the second highest run getter of the season. Pretty much says it all, that right there. Maxwell's performance was brilliant. His average since March was sub-10. So he's come out, he just needed some support at the other end. 3 for 30 inside the power play. That was a real game changer.
34 from 14, 1 wicket left.
It's an interesting strategic move as well, because Faruqi, where were they going to go for the last over?
Yeah, it's a good point. I actually thought Faruqi had to bowl this over, so he could have bowled 18 and 20 and Naveen the one in the middle, but they've probably peaked an over early here. Hope to finish it in this one or the next one. Or also going to have to go to one of their spinners to bowl the last over. Oh, Asmat's there as well, actually, so they've got one more medium pace that they can use.
Naveen. Hazelwood hits it. Some experience in there that can do nothing anymore. Fazal Haq Faruqi, the bowler of the tournament so far, sitting on 15 wickets. He'd do anything for one more.
And they've got pretty much a wide line set field for Josh Hazelwood as well. There's a man at deep backward point and a man right on deep point.
England in action tomorrow. Important game for them as well against the United States. England would be favourites for that. But then again, I think Australia were favourites for this. And that's at 10:30 at Kensington Oval in Barbados. Just a single out into the deep. Skipper ball in hand. Trying to keep everything calm from a distance. Bowling coach animated.
Yeah, he's down at long on at the moment, actually. Giving all sorts of direction about the lines and lengths. Faruqi should be bowling. You see him there. He's trying to get his attention.
Your hands through the ball, sliding across the face of Zampa's bat. Over the day, Chardian. The smile that Rashid Khan had on his face when he... actually realised that they had bat in hand first. There's a really... matters.
I think it also played in stronger than batting. So the winning partnership once again, we've got to give them some credit. Gurbaz and Zadran again were amazing, brought up their third 100 partnership of this World Cup, and that put pressure right back on Australia. And we said it, when they posted that total, 149 to win, it was always going to be a hard chase.
They'll go for two here. It's available to them, and they'll get them with ease. So we have one over to go here. Might have more than one. Surely hasn't overstepped. Is it fielders in the wrong area? Has he overstepped? Is he just too keen about his work here? You start to think it's not going to happen when things go wrong. It's a free hit here. That's because they only had 3 players inside the circle. And the captain's got to be closer to the action here than deep at wicket. We've got numbers 9 and 10 in there. He's got to be controlling the ship. They need calmness, and he's so far from the action. It is so unusual to see. Now they have players 4 inside the circle. Hazelwood has a free hit. He whistles this over the fence. He can't get it through. They get away with it. The last over here, 125 for 9. You're witnessing something pretty special. Will bowl the last over. Australia, as good as they are, surely they can't get 24 from 6 with 9 and 10 at the crease. Surely not. 118 run partnership for the first wicket for Afghanistan. Between Gurbaz and Ibrahim. When you look back at this night of history, perhaps that'll be a telling point. Zampa, has he hit a gap? He has not.